8. I think I have 8. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started and kick off our goat show this afternoon with Pee Wee Showmanship. So at this time, you guys can come on into the ring. All of these youngsters are somewhere between the ages of 2 and 8 years old. The Pee Wee Showmanship is sponsored by Corey Stock Co. and McDonald's, a great combination. Since we have a captive audience following this class, we're going to go roll right into our next class, which will be our first class of junior 4-H goat showmen. Today, our ring sponsor is Spangle Saloon, and our title sponsors are the Duke and Ruth Fett Trust and the Robert V. Baker Foundation. Today, our judge is Mr. Zane Webster, who grew up in southeastern Arizona, heavily involved in agriculture. Today, he is an ag teacher in Kirtland, New Mexico, where he enjoys creating opportunities for youth to succeed and expanding agricultural education opportunities. Please help us welcome Mr. Zane Webster to our show today.
Well, welcome to the Goat Showmanship here this afternoon. Certainly an exciting way to get it kicked off with some really cool kids out here doing an absolute great job, all the way from, I believe, 4 years old all the way up to 7. Some of those are going to be excited to show next year, and I think the future's really bright because they're doing a great job. I know it's for fun, but I think Shelby and Skylar out here are doing a great job, and if those were, we had to place them, those would be my top 2. I love Shelby's intensity, and so she would probably be first place, but it'd be pretty close. Great job to all these guys. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Who was it? All right, your top 2 Pee Wee showmen today were Shelby and Skylar. Congratulations to everyone else. We're going to go ahead and get started with our first class of junior goat showmanship. Coming into the ring, we should have Carter DeBolt from Colfax Grow 'em and Show 'em, Waverly Birkenot from Roselia 4-H, Allie Hunt from Troy Farmhands 4-H, Hattie Smith from Kootenai County 4-H, and Grayson Yates from Northwest Rangers 4-H. I'm going to go ahead and make this announcement now. Senior 4-H goat showman, our judge has requested to combine the class so that we have 8 total come into the ring. And we'll be sure to let the folks lining up know that as well. But if you're senior 4-H only, we'll be combining that class.
way to kick off the 4-H show with our first class of juniors out here. And if you didn't watch the sheep show, we had a fitting and showing clinic this morning, and we talked about a few things that I'll be looking for. But I'm going to talk to each and every kid in the ring today and give them some pointers. I'm not going to break down any of the kiddos on the mic. When it comes to the sheep and goats yesterday, I tend to be maybe a little overcritical and let you know exactly what I like and what I don't like. But when it comes to the kiddos and their showmanship, I like to have a personal conversation to make it educational and also boost their confidence as they make it back to the finals or don't, so that they maybe learn something and come back next year to another show and hopefully get a pull and maybe win a buckle or a banner later on. What I'm looking for first and foremost is to make sure our goats look good. We can have great eye contact, body posture, we can have the right pace, but if our goat is sway backed or if those feet aren't right, if that neck is pulled forward or anything like that, then there's really no point to do any of the extras. But once we get that goat looking as good, preferably better than they actually are, we want to add the intensity, that eye contact, and a correct body language is going to naturally gravitate my eyes towards you as a showman. I thought those three youngsters did a great job of doing that, and we'll evaluate them later on for a Supreme 4-H Junior Showman. So these are the three coming back, and these two young ladies did a great job, very, very coachable, and we're going to let them go back to the barn. All five of them deserve a nice round of applause, if you would.
Coming back for the final round of junior showmanship will be Allie Hunt, Hattie Smith, and Grayson Yates. Congratulations to all of our showmen. I think those are the judges. All right, coming into the ring now, we should have Paxton Butcher, Bo Hatch, Oakley Owens, Corbin Hayes, Brooklyn Runyon, and Pearl Ann McDaniel.
Class 2 of juniors certainly has some quality showmen out here. Very coachable kids to work with as well when we're talking to them. We're going to keep 2 young men back for our final junior 4-H drive. All 4 of these kiddos are very talented showmen. Just nitpicky things that I'd like to change here and there. Again, very coachable kids that are fun and easy to work with. Let's give this second class of junior showmen a nice hand.
All right, for our Class 2 juniors, Paxton Butcher and Bo Hatch will be returning for the finals. Our final class of juniors, coming into the ring, we have Bella Bickley, Justin Boring, Levi Smith, Layla Deeds, and Austin McKay. All right, we're going to do a very small change to what was done previously in the sheep show, and we're going to do the junior showmanship drive following this class, just so the junior showman can be done and they're not going to wait around for an hour. So if you are getting a purple ribbon in this class or the classes prior, please come back to the show ring, and we're just going to go ahead and do our junior showmanship drive so you guys can be completed with it, and then the champion will come back for Supreme Showman. We will do the same with intermediates. The seniors showman will be decided in that class because there's only one of them, and then we'll continue on with FFA. Thank you.
a really deep and tough class. Had to make some tough calls and pulled a few more kids than I did in previous classes. Very nitpicky things, because even the one we're sending back to the barn is a very talented showman that does a lot of good things. And young lady, I told her about all those great things that she does. Very good class to wrap up our junior show, and excited to pick a champion junior showman. Let's give this third and final class, the 4-H showman, a good hand.
All right, coming back from Class 3 will be Justin Boring, Levi Smith, Layla Deeds, and Austin McKay. Congratulations. We'll have everyone exit the ring, and we'll bring back our junior finalists for our final drive for Junior Goat Showman. If your showman does win a buckle, there are cards with the buckles, so please have them fill out the card, and if you're afraid you might lose it, feel free to turn it in to me. I would love to mail it to the sponsors, but the showman needs to turn them in. So we're ready. Come on in.
showmanship drive from first place all the way down to ninth. These kiddos were really trying hard, and I said in the sheep show, I want to see kids that look like they want to win. They have a look of intensity on their face. They're out here. This is a sport, and for me, a lot of these kids really did that, and it was hard to place them further on down the line. For me, those top three really surfaced up in a hurry, were very competitive, but I thought these two young ladies were very hard to beat. Not only do they get their goats set up right, pushing hard, and have those necks high and backs level, but right when they hit the ring, it's kind of hard to take your eyes off of them just because of their body language. The way they present themselves is very, very nice, and I think that's something of a good showman. Once our goat looks great, we got to look great too, and these two ladies take it to another level. For me, there was one that was better on foot placement, and there was one that had a little bit more intensity this afternoon. We'll switch it up from the sheep show. Young lady to my right's the champion. Young lady to the left is reserve.
We're going to go ahead and take pictures right now so the juniors can be done, and we'll make them very snappy fast. Just the kids with the banners, no animals. So it's just one picture. If parents want pictures with animals, go ahead and take them after. Your champion junior showman was Hattie Smith. Your reserve champion junior showman, Layla Deeds. Your third overall, Levi Smith. Fourth overall, Grayson Yates. And fifth overall, Allie Hunt. We're going to take one quick picture, and then we'll roll right into intermediates. If you got a banner in the junior showmanship, go ahead to the backdrop with our awesome judge and take a picture with him with your banners. We just need one picture.
Just something to admire, 'cause you shine on something like a mirror, and I can't help but notice you reflect in this heart of mine. If you ever feel...
All right, we're ready for our intermediate showmanship. First class. We're gathering them. The first class coming into the ring should be Colton Biernot, Tegan Peace, Addison Miller, Hagen Tippett, and Caden Runyon. There are 3 classes of intermediates, and we will run the finals immediately following that third class. those that would like to watch. Round robin will start immediately following the final drives for hogs and cattle tonight. And it's going to start in the hog barn. So if you want to watch round robin, be paying attention to when the hogs and the cattle final drives finish up, which start at 6 o'clock. And then the round robin will start in the hog barn.
Really tough set of intermediates out here, and I think all 5 of them have really good showmanship traits that we could justify pulling them back for a final drive. For me, the ones that got a little bit more push out of their goats and maybe didn't exaggerate a whole or maybe highlighted the good things about their animal are the ones we're going to bring back. So a really tough division, had to make some awfully tough calls in this class. Let's give all 5 of these young ladies a good round of applause.
All right, coming back for our final drive will be Cassidy Heisteman, Josie Nagel, and Paisley Orcutt. Congratulations to the rest of our showmen on a job well done. We have one more intermediate class, and coming into the ring now, we have Wyatt Boring from Freeman 4-H, Scarlett McGregor from Lacrosse All-Purpose 4-H, Bria Bickley from West Plains Rangers 4-H, Aiden Miller from West Plains Rangers 4-H, Matthew Schmidt from Frog Hollow 4-H, and Kesley Tellison from Peaceful Valley 4-H. Just a friendly reminder that our senior class is now merged into one, so if you have a senior 4-H showman, they'll be in the class following the final drive of intermediates. Since we're all like one big show family here, we would like to wish Mr. Pat St. Ammon a very happy birthday. So if you see Pat St. Ammon, be sure to give him a big happy birthday. Oh, sorry, it's Rick St. Ammon's dad, not Pat St. Ammon. So he's sitting right next to the ring. Happy birthday, Rick.
I used to rule the world, seas that rise when
Before we go into the champion drive, some of our showmen had some goat troubles out here, but I think that's adversity you deal with in the ring. I judge you more on how you deal with it, and I think composure is a good thing to have in the show ring, and I take it into consideration. Some of the kiddos, again, we talked about body placement and getting those heads and necks and feet so exactly where they need to be. I think, again, a very coachable set of young people out here that's certainly enjoyable to work with. All 6 of them need a nice hand.
Congratulations to our intermediate showman coming back for the final drive. You guys can go ahead and leave, and you can all come back in. Coming back for the final drive will be Wyatt Boring, Scarlett McGregor, and Kesley Tellison. Congratulations. We're going to go ahead and bring in our final drive of intermediate showmen at this time. And a special thank you to Umpqua Bank, specifically John Bartels, for sponsoring our Showmanship buckles. We really appreciate the support. We would also like to thank Corey Stockco and Palmer Livestock for helping support the Pee Wee Awards. And our Supreme Showman Award has also been sponsored by Corey Stockco. If you get a thank you card with your buckles or awards or any other awards you perhaps got this week, be sure to use that thank you card and turn those in, because that's how we continue to get the support for years down the road.
I've got another confession to make.
Presley Willis from Kootenai County 4-H. Vincent Bass from Troy Farmhands 4-H. Candace Eider from Northwest Rangers 4-H. Kelly Cordill from Frog Hollow 4-H. Cammie Williams from Bonner County 4-H. Hunter Wilson from the Ranchers 4-H Club. And Ariana Daniels from Muddy Rascals 4-H. What an awesome group of senior showmen. FFA classes. So if I think we have Hattie Smith, who's intermediate? Paisley Orcutt, and then the Supreme or Champion Senior Showman will come back for Supreme Overall Goat Showman once the FFA classes are completed.
We brought all 8 kiddos out here, and I even told the kiddos in 6th, 7th, and 8th, if we had multiple heats, you probably still would have made it back to the drive because you have a lot of talent. So all 8 of these kiddos definitely know how to show a goat. Just nitpicky things like foot placement and making sure we're getting the most out of our animal really decides first all the way down. I thought those top 4 really worked their way up in a hurry, doing a lot of really great things of having some intensity but making their goats look good. But I thought these 2 young ladies, even before we put them in a circle, really were going to surface to the forefront. We have a young lady showing a doe on a chain and a young lady showing a market wether, getting them stuck. I don't really care. I do think the differences between these 2 is we have one that's a little bit more intense, maybe with the wether. Young lady with the doe, I think, is so focused on every little detail of her animal and making sure that I do not get a bad view. For me, that's what's going to get you the champion buckle today. Congratulations.
Our champion senior goat showman goes to Cammie Williams. Reserve goes to Candace Eider. 3rd place was Hunter Wilson. 4th, Presley Willis. And 5th overall was Vincent Bass. We are now welcoming in the first. Oh, we're going to take a quick picture break and then go to FFA showing.
Just a friendly reminder, the senior 4-H showman will be Cammie Williams, headed to round robin tonight. And it will be, round robin will be at 7 or 7:30 in the hog barn. So just be paying attention to when the hog show is completed, as well as cattle, and be in the hog barn ready to go for round robin. Same will go with our champion FFA showman. All right, we're ready to go. Class 1. Class 1, fitting and showing for freshman, sophomore goats. Hudson Butcher, Casey Haney, Reagan Cortice, Gracie Maxon, and Casey McHarg. My apologies, we're doing all of them. And Bella Scavone, Bridget St. Amand, Mason DeBolt, Austin Brash, and Ashlyn Butcher. This is just one class. Our judge is going to select the top 5 freshman, sophomore FFA showmen at the completion of this class. And we'll get a group picture following this before we run into the junior seniors. Looks like we're missing one showman, so we're just going to hold up for her.
Surrender my everything, 'cause you made me believe.
here all the way down, and nitpicky things. A lot of these kiddos, and you've probably seen me throughout the show, we got to be a little bit more in front of that goat. They can't push if they have nothing to push against. We got to make sure they have a solid platform against their calf or thigh so they can actually drive and level out and make their muscles pop just a little bit more. I think that really surfaced these two young ladies up to the top. Their body position, their body language is the best in this particular class. For me, there was one that was getting that head a little bit more ideally where it needed to be, and I thought this young lady just did a little bit better job of having some intensity. Young lady to the right, you're the grand champion. Young lady to the left is reserve.
Your champion freshman sophomore FFA showman goes to Bridget St. Ammon, and your reserve champion freshman sophomore FFA showman goes to Austin Brash. Third overall is Bella Schiavone. Sorry, Bella, I've been butchering your name. Fourth overall is Casey Haney, and fifth overall is Reagan Cortice. Good job, everyone. You are all excused. We would like to get a picture with the 5 top freshman and sophomore FFA showmen. Please bring your banner and yourself to the backdrop. Your judge is waiting for you.
Sleeping here alone.
Did he combine these? Coming into our first class of junior senior FFA showmen, we have Reagan Chapin from Richland FFA, Tessa Hoskin from Ephrata FFA, Peyton Miller from East Valley High School FFA, Leah Musson from Colton FFA, Belle Orcutt from Troy FFA, and Margaret St. Ammon from Riverside FFA. We have 3 heats of junior, senior FFA showmen, and then we'll have a final drive. That winner of the final drive for junior seniors will go on to round robin tonight. But we do need all champion showmen to come back for the Supreme Showman finals at the conclusion of our junior senior final drive.
Number one of seniors is a little bit difficult to sort because I think they're all doing a good job. We got two really quick pulls and decided on a third. Excited to see this second class and then have a grand drive out here. These young ladies did an excellent job and deserve a nice round of applause.
We are welcoming back from Class 1 Tessa Hoskin, Belle Orcutt, and Margaret St. Amand. We will now welcome in Class 2 of Junior Senior Division. Audrey Chapin, Lindsay Buckland, Brody Driver, Lacey Jacobson, Cassie Johnson, and Robert Maxon. After they exit, we'll be welcoming in Class 3 of our Junior Senior Division. In Class 3, we have Reagan Reedy, Ryder Riddles, Aiden Dumas, Rayleigh Fleshman, Brady Frame, and Miranda Phillips.
Flashlights we can see in the dark. We are rockets pointed up at the stars. We are billions of beautiful hearts. And you sold us down the river too far. What about us? What about all the times you said you had the answers? What about us? What about all the broken happy ever after?
Good final class of the FFA show out here. We're going to keep 3 back for the final drive, but these 3 over here are working awfully hard. Let's give them all a big round of applause, and we'll bring in our champions.
You guys are good to exit. We are welcoming back Reagan Reedy, Rayleigh Fleshman, and Brady Frame to the final drive. We are now going to head into our Junior Senior of FFA final drive. Tessa Hoskin, Belle Orcutt, Margaret St. Amon, Brody Driver, Lacey Jacobson, Reagan Reedy, Rayleigh Fleshman, and Brady Frame.
Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break.
Junior, senior showman out here from top to bottom. Those top 5 I thought were really, really close, and I had them all jumbled up from first to second, third, fourth, and fifth. I think you could get 100 judges and jumbled up those top 5 a lot of different ways. Like I've been talking in the sheep and goat show, we can have the perfect eye contact, intensity, and body language, but if our animal's just a little bit off, then there's really no point in doing those extras. We got to make sure spines are right, those necks and skulls are right, and making sure every foot is exactly where it needs to be, and in the same breath just getting a good push out of our goat and making sure that every muscle's popping off. Between these 2 young ladies, we have the one to the right that's definitely more intense. I like the way she moves her goat. She definitely catches my eye, and one that's a little bit more upright, calm, cool, and collected to my left. Without a doubt, probably the least amount of falter, and just making sure her goat's level, that head is exactly where it needs to be. Every foot's right in place. For those reasons, young lady, you're going to be champion. Young lady to the right, you're reserve.
We will be welcoming back Reagan Reedy for the Supreme Showmanship Drive. If we could take a quick picture over at the backdrop, just you and your banner, no animal, please. Thank you. Reserve place was Rayleigh Fleshman. Third was Margaret St. Amman. Fourth, Brody Driver. And fifth was Bell Orcutt. I mixed that up. Brady Frame was fourth. We are now welcoming in the final drive of Showmanship. There is from Junior 4-H, Hattie Smith, Intermediate 4-H, Paisley Orcutt, Senior 4-H, Cammie Williams, Freshman Sophomore FFA, Bridget St. Amman, and Junior Senior FFA, Reagan Reedy.
Just a confirmation, both Cammie Williams and Reagan Reedy will be in the round robin competition tonight following the hog final drive at 7 or 7:30, depending on when it finishes. So be around. The Supreme Showman Drive is sponsored by Corey Stock Co. So the winner will get a banner and a buckle case.
Come on, scooch on over closer, dear. Standing way too long, checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer, but my breath fogged up the glass.
Goat Showmanship has been a lot of fun this afternoon. I've enjoyed working with your young people. I'll reiterate what I said in the lamb showmanship before, but we had a lot of personal conversations with kids, hoping to make it an educational opportunity out here in the ring to get better for next year, the next show, whatever that may be. And hopefully you guys learned a little bit from this dumb judge. But these girls are definitely deserving of being out here. There were some tough calls in those divisions, and we get, like I said a few times, we could get 100 different judges and probably have 5 different people out here every single time, but I thought these ones really did what I was looking for, and first and foremost making sure their goats look as good if not better than they already are. I'm big on showmanship. You could get a $100 cell barn goat and still win showmanship if you're making sure that animal looks better than they actually are, and maybe not exposing any holes and maybe highlighting some of the things that they actually do good. I think all 5 of these are excellent showmen. For me, it's really coming down to these 2 out of the 4-H intermediate and senior division. I think they're a little bit different. Not only we have they're both those showmen, but we have one getting them stuck and one showing her on the collar. I think that's a little bit different to evaluate. I think the young lady in the pink is just a shot more intense. I like her style. I think the young lady in yellow is somewhat of a perfectionist, making sure that every single detail on her goat is exactly where it needs to be, from her skull to her ear to every toe. I do think it's really close, and I spent my entire time in this ring for the Supreme Drive deciding between those 2. I think I made my decision, and it comes down to one that's really trying to make sure I get the best look of every opportunity I can. You can lay in the yellow. You're going to be Supreme today.
Your Supreme Champion Goat Showman is Cammie Williams. At this time, I would like all 5 showmen who are in the ring to go to the backdrop and find your purple banner that you won earlier in the day and get a photo with our photographer. Pretty please. Thank you. This is the conclusion of our goat show. Thank you again to Mr. Zane Webster for joining us today, and we'll see everyone at Round Robin tonight.